Welcome to the Winning Forecast, where the Gelding and I will give you our 4 best bets for tomorrow's Eagle Farm race meeting. And we're protecting a 50% win rate and a 100% place rate from last week. And it's great to see the Gelding back. Welcome back, Gelding. How was the vacation?
Good afternoon to our listeners. And the break was very, very good. A bit of a difference in temperature. When we hit Hanoi, it was 35 degrees and very, very humid. And we've come back here and we've rugged up all this week. So, and I apologise, I've caught a bit of a lurgy over there, so a bit under the weather. But always good to have a break, Professor, but even better to get back home and into some punting.
All right, Gelding, we're going to Eagle Farm tomorrow because Flemington's going to be a soft 7, probably heavier. Stay away from a track rating like that. It's a 9-race card at Eagle Farm, the first at 11:43am, the last at 4:28pm. The feature race 8, the Queensland's Oaks, a Group 1 race for 3-year-old fillies, over 2,200 metres worth, a cool $700,000. The track currently a soft 5. The weather's fine though, Gelding, so I'd suggest that punters check the track rating because that could well improve.
Yes, Professor. Smart move by you there, looking for a good 4. Maybe even fill something in, Professor. While I was away, I see J-Mac won the Derby last week and I was looking for him today to see what rides he'd have with Chris Waller at Eagle Farm, and there's no J-Mac. What's happened?
He ran into the Stewards in Hong Kong. And he's
What
right
happened?
there, Gelding.
What, Stewards did something? What?
Yes, suspended for a week for careless riding, which includes the Queensland Oaks race.
But he's J-Mac.
Didn't matter in Hong Kong.
All right. Well, look, Professor, I've had a good look at Eagle Farm tomorrow, but look, I'll be sticking with Chris Waller, and I had a look at the ones I've picked. Certainly would have been J-Mac rides, but they've gone to Ben Mellon. I was hoping maybe Jamie Mellon may have got those riders, but no, it's Ben Mellon. So my 2 picks, the first one's in race 6, the Magic Millions National Classic, over the 1,600 metres, Professor, worth a cool $500,000. I'm going for race 6, number 2, Pinato, Pinito. It's a Godolphin-owned horse, owned by Chris Waller, showing nice odds of $4.80 and $2, Professor. May even get out to $5, Professor. This horse has had 16 starts for 4 wins and 9 placings, Professor. 600,000 earning prize money. Look, it won its last start with J-Mac in the saddle over 1,600. A Group 3 winner at Doomben. It's raced in Group 1 company during the AJC's Autumn Carnival, where it ran a nice 7th in a Group 1. I just think in this race, positioned beautifully, hopefully by Ben Mellon, out of barrier 3, can sit just behind the pace and do what it did last week, Professor, and finish over the top of them. As I said, at the nice odds of round about $5, and you're getting your money back on the place. So I think that could be a good way for me to start off the day. I then go to the Oaks, Professor. Again, Chris Waller trained. He just gets these horses up in their grand finals. I'm going race 8, number 1, Patanova, a horse that won the South Australian Oaks over 2,000. It steps up to 2,200, but so does a lot of the other horses, Professor. Positioned beautifully in barrier 6. Hoping, again, Mellon can get the suck ride behind the leaders, pull out at the top of the straight and go home. Look, I was looking at the dangers for it. Fireball Miss, Peltro Miss and Crisper. Now, they've all drawn barriers 18, 22 and 20, Professor. I know only 18 will start, but these horses will be on the outside. Hopefully, Ben Mellon can position this horse just beautifully for a nice, easy run. So my 2, Professor, race 6, number 2, Pinito, and race 8, number 1, Panavova. And now I'm back, Professor, and it's my turn for the bets. I presume you're going in race 1 tomorrow?
No, not the 11:43 race tomorrow, Gelding. I've gone for race 2, so that gives you a little bit more time.
Oh, the 12-18 race.
Yeah, the Place Ascot handicap, a benchmark 85 over 1,200 metres. I like in this one, horse number 4.
I'm just going to have a quick look what the first at Flemington is, Professor.
And the first at Flemington is?
Oh, you made me laugh. 11.55. So you're doing me a favour.
All right, Gelding. So it's race 2, horse number 4, Restonica, coming out of barrier 1. It's had 19 starts for 7 wins and 6 placings, so a 37% win rate, 68% place rate. It's back in class in this race tomorrow, Gelding, and up in the weights, but it gets some relief, Gelding, with Jai Williams claiming 3 kilos. What I like about this horse, Gelding, it's won 3 out of its last 4. It's won at the track, it's won over the distance, and it's won on a soft track. So there are plenty of ticks in the box there. Jai Williams has ridden 39 winners this season for a 17% win rate, 15% over his career. Pat Webster's a trainer with 51 winners for the season. Gives him a 21% win rate for the season so far. And what I also like about this one is value for punters, Gelding, currently showing $9 and $2.70. Not often you get $9 and $2.70 for a horse that's won 3 out of its last 4.
It's pretty good value, Professor. And as the judge will say, the jockeys don't mean anything, do they?
Oh, well, you and I both disagree with the judge about that, Gelding.
We do indeed.
All right, my second selection's in race 3, the Morton Higher Lightning Handicap, a listed race over 1,000 metres. Like in this one, Gelding, horse number 2, Flying Destiny, coming out of barrier 3, had 33 starts for 9 wins and 13 placings, so a 27% win rate, 67% place rate. It's a 6-year-old Gelding. Gelding? It's hit a recent purple patch with 4 wins from its last 4 starts. So it's had 9 wins for the career, 4 wins in its last 4 starts, so I'm enjoying that. It's won over the distance. It's won on a soft track. It beat the favourite Tonkin by nearly 6 lengths a month ago, Gelding at the Gold Coast. So I also like that about it. The other Mellon's in the saddle tomorrow, Gelding. Jamie Mellon.
The good one.
Yeah, 53 winners for the season so far, an 18% career win rate. And Michael Friedman, 98 wins for this season so far, an 18% win rate for the season. So he's doing very well. This horse, 4 wins from its last 4 starts, currently showing 5.50 and 2.10, Gelding. So I like it,
Professor.
as well.
I do like it, especially with Jamie Mellon with those soft hands hopping on board, drawn beautifully in barrier 3. A nice pick, Professor. I like it.
So my 2 for tomorrow, Gelding, race 2, horse 4, Restonica, and race 3, horse 2, Flying Destiny. Now let's go to the Professor's Parlay, the vexed Professor's Parlay from last week, Gelding. We went to Belmont, Herald, ran 3rd. I did like what you said in a text to me, Gelding, that you'd had a review of the race and said that it wasn't Pike's best ride of the day.
Yes, and I was being very nice to Mr. Willie Pike when I said wasn't his best ride for the day.
Now, we lament the Victorian Stewards reports, Gelding, and we say that they're brief and they don't do much. Let me tell you, I'd suggest that punters go and have a look at the WA Stewards report for the meeting last week at Belmont. It covers 3/4 of a page.
Quick read, Professor.
It's a very, very quick read, and there's nothing to read about Herald's race or its ride.
Nothing to see here.
Nothing to see here. So Herald came 3rd, but that wasn't the problem, Gelding. Sydney beat Richmond, which we thought was a foregone conclusion, which happened.
Only 24 goals, Professor.
Brisbane Broncos played one of the worst games I've seen, Gelding. They were playing at home against a team that hadn't won and had already sacked its coach 2 weeks ago. So it didn't have the boost from just sacked the coach. It was 2 weeks after sacking the coach. St George ran all over them. It's a disgraceful performance by the Broncos, and we were torpedoed by such a poor performance. Michael Maguire should hang his head in shame.
They charged at the end, though, didn't they? Like the closest they got was on the final siren, but
too little, too late, Gelding.
Lamentable first half, Professor.
It certainly was, Gelding. So that puts the Professor's Parlay at 9 from 21, 43%. So we're still above the 40%. We've got a lot of work to do to get to 50, though.
It's still a fantastic rate, Professor, 43%. As I said many, many times, if we just had 43% on the horses, we'd be happy.
Exactly.
Let alone picking another 2 events.
All right, Gelding. So this week's Professor's Parlay, we're going for race 8 at Eagle Farm, horse 1, Panova, for all the reasons that you mentioned earlier. And let's parlay that into an AFL match. Sydney Swans playing at home to beat Kilda. Sydney's second on the ladder. They've won 10 out of their 12 games. It's an excellent effort. What I like about Sydney, Gelding, they're first in kicking points for. They're first in allowing points against. So they score well. They're hard to score against. They average 115 points per game. They only allow 75 points per game. So there's the story about how they've won 10 from 12.
Yep.
St Kilda, an ordinary season, I would suspect. They expected more with all those trades that they made in the off-season. They're 12th. They've won 5 from 12. The important thing is, Gelding, they haven't been able to beat a top 8 side. So you're not going to make the final 8 if you can't beat a top 8 side. They've also lost 3 out of their last 4. Kick 89 points per game on average, but they allow in 87.5. it's line ball every week. The bookies don't like them. They're giving 28.5 points head starts, almost 5 goals head start to St Kilda. I like Sydney Swans playing at home.
Yeah, and Richmond got Sydney in the form, got a few of their players who were missing a bit of form back into good form.
Exactly, Gelding. And we'll parlay that into one of the form teams of the last 5 or 6 years, the Penrith Panthers, playing at home, but not really at home because their ground's being reconditioned. They're playing at Parramatta, but that's where they've been playing all their home games this season. And they should beat the West Tigers, I would have thought. Penrith Panthers, first on the ladder. They've won 11 out of 12. They've only slipped up once, and that was to my Bulldogs. And the Bulldogs are in the bottom 3 at the moment, Gelding. So who would have thought that the Bulldogs would knock over the Panthers, but they did. I can't see the West Tigers having the side to do that on Sunday, though. Panthers have got a plus 205 points differential. So do the math, Gelding. When they win well. They're first in points for, they're first in points against. They score on average 31 points per game. They only allow in a miserly 13.5, Gelding.
They're the side to beat, Professor.
Exactly, Gelding, and they've won 4 of their last 4. The West Tigers only won 6 from 11. There was a bit more expected of them, Gelding. I expected them to be higher up the ladder. I expected them to be in the top 8, in the top part of the top 8. They've got a minus 10 points differential. They average 25 points scoring 4. They allow in 26. So there's the tail of the tape as to why they've lost 5 games. They've also lost 3 out of their last 4, so they're not in good form. And the bookies don't like them. The line's 14.5, Gelding, so that's more than 2 converted tries, the difference. So tomorrow's Professor's Parlay, race 8, horse 1 at Belmont, Panover, into the Sydney Swans to beat St Kilda, into the Penrith Panthers to beat the West Tigers.
I like it, Professor.
Well, all I can say is, Gelding, it's great to have you back because, my goodness, it's hard to do a podcast when I've just got to do all the talking.
You do it well, Professor, let me tell you. Pat yourself on the back. Job well done.
No, as I said, Gelding, great to have you back. All right, Gelding, that's all from the Winning Fourcast for this week. So until next week, it's good luck.
And good punting.
Responsible gambling is paramount. For support, contact the Gambling Help online at 1800 858 858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.